It's Sunday morning. We're going to church. It says ice. 38 degrees. Ice. I don't see any ice. Of course, I see elephants. So I wouldn't go by me if I were you. There's an awful lot of traffic out here for a Sunday morning. Where's everybody going? Oh. I hope they're going to church. That'd be pretty good. There's a Buick. Old people like Buicks. I think I'll get a Buick. And all I have to do today is to get over to the church in time to open it up. But I just have to have it open by 8:15. It only takes 15 minutes to get there, so that gives me 2 minutes to open the church. I may have overestimated myself on this timeline I'm living in this morning. We're at the church now. That's where we belong. Well, it looks like we're going to make it through another Sunday. Must be having a car wash here. Kids are out holding up their signs. Kind of a cold day for a car wash, but look at that. Some people don't care. Gonna wait and wash my truck sometime next May. It's a beautiful day. Look at this walking across here. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful day. I don't know whose big yellow convertible hot rod that is over there. Right in front of the Family Life Center and school and everything. Look at that thing. Now, we're backing up. Can you see that? Probably not. Here. Now we're backing up. Okay. The trick is to get that truck backed in there where you don't run into nothing. And when you go forward, try not to drive over the tops of any ducks. Let me zoom in on them ducks. Are we zoomed in? Oh, I guess we are. Here they are. Quack, quack. They don't care. It's kind of a pretty little pond, really. Now what I have here is a Tupperware full of homemade almond roca cookies. There we go. I didn't have anything to drizzle chocolate with, so I just blobbed it on with a spoon. It's a little overpowering. But I'm willing to take on the challenge myself. Well, that's kind of neat. Just as one church service ends, another one begins. We should do that all week long. 11 o'clock, we'll have the English-speaking crowd come in and worship. 2 o'clock, we'll have the Latino crowd come in and worship. Say, 5 o'clock, we'll have the Korean Nazarene church come in. 7 o'clock, we'll have a service for hippies from the 1960s. After that, I don't know, we'll think something else up. And then Monday morning, well, that might be a little crazy, but you know what? We could run that building all week. You could let the Muslims come in At least the ones that were converted to Jesus Christ. I've heard people say that Muslims worship the same God that Christians do, and that baffles me a little bit, because my God has a son named Jesus Christ, by whom we must be saved, you know. So I'm a little concerned about how that works out in people's minds. How that if I told the Muslims that God's son, Jesus Christ, is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one goes to the Father except to go through him, I'd rather imagine I'd get an argument out of some of them. I don't think they'd see their God as the same one as Jesus' Father that I worship. Now, I leave room for things that I don't know about that, but as I read the Bible, that's the way it works out. Now, I'm not ashamed of the fact that I don't read the Quran. I intentionally avoid the Quran, because having read the Bible, there's no need for it in my heart. The Bible says that it is God's inspired, inerrant word, and I believe that. So, here I am, heaven bound. I'd like to have everybody be heaven bound, but it seems like we got too many gods in the world for that to happen to me. There's probably people that would make an argument that it takes a certain amount of not-headedness to believe in God. I think I'd just ask them which one they were talking about. See how that conversation went. I'm not going to solve all the problems that people come up with and create. I'm not that smart, or I don't even have that much energy, you know, even if I was that smart. The Mega Bucks is 87 million, the Powerball's 52 million, and I got $1.50 in my pocket too. Sun's a shining. It's just pretty out. It's a good day to be alive. I'm real happy to be here. I have nothing to complain about when I compare it to this marvel of the gift of life that I have today, that I should be grateful for. I should be praising God for being so good amidst all the power and knowledge that he has and the ability to do things like create this life. And he still has enough love to let me have the life. It is a wonderful thing to have life. One must contemplate where it came from. There are forces in the world today, I believe, that would be very happy for us not to contemplate that. The Bible talks about Satan and his MO. That's TV cop show talk for modus operandi, or the way you do stuff. If Satan can convince you that you're all there is, then he's won that battle for your soul. The hair on the back of them women. Look at that. Looks like a beautiful mane on a stallion. Or what's a female horse? You can probably tell that I'm not a cowboy. That's where I'm going tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I emailed the dentist and I told him that I had a stink growing in my mouth whenever I bit down hard on a lollipop. And I asked him if I should be concerned about that, or is it just the fact that all old men have bad breath. And the lady called me and she said, "Get your stinky mouth in here, you may have an infection." I didn't tell her, "Well, how could I have an infection? You're the only one who's been in my mouth, and you surely would not put an infection inside of me." I had just finished reading on the internet after Googling my problem about how there are infections that just grow because of the process that dentists have been using all my life of putting fillings in and then walking away from them and let the infection grow, I guess, or caps or anything like that. I got a whole mouthful of fillings and caps, so it's amazing to me that I haven't done something like, you know, clear out the entire sanctuary by taking a deep breath and exhaling or something. So far, if I've done that, they've been real kind about it and haven't pointed out the problem. So I figure we'll go to the dentist at 8 o'clock in the morning and see if we can't nip this in the bud. Boy, it's a good thing I got a camera. I don't know what in the world the internet would do without this kind of wisdom coming from me. Wow, boy, how did the world survive without me? There's a guy with a Santa Claus beard and a little red sports car. It doesn't mean anything, just making an observation. Santa Claus is probably dead anyway, I don't know. Don't tell your children. Just keep on being Santa Claus. There's such a thing as too much wisdom for the internet, too. I think I'll just take that all back. Can I edit that out? Note to self. Do not condemn Santa Claus on YouTube. Oh my goodness, look at this. We're gonna make it. It's gonna be okay. Okay, now here's some... Oh! There's a big shaggy dog walking its owners. Look at that. Let's put them on YouTube. And this guy. You gonna put that bike on the back of that truck? I think he is. Ha! 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 How do people get away with this stuff? And here's some people. Tell you what, this sunshine brings people out into the open. Well, there's a big old dog up there with a little old car. What are they doing? I don't know. Excuse me. I can't tell what they're doing. I don't have the attention span of a comatose gnat. How in the world am I supposed to contemplate something like that all the way through to the fruition of it? Look at here. There's a dog walking his owner and a stray dog peeing on some leaves. I was gonna say you don't see that every day, but some people probably do. What we're gonna do is back this truck into this garage so nobody will know that I have a truck hid in here all afternoon while I'm just sleeping and snoozing and carrying on. You know, the trick with organizing a life like mine is to try to keep things moving as much as you can. I left my helicopter at church. That's a true surprise for me. I had no idea I was that dumb. Oh, for heaven's sake. If I leave it there all week, Sharon will be flying my helicopter all over the front office. Well, she may have more integrity than I do. She might not. That's a thought too. I'll think about it. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.